Moon Knight episode 2 titled Summons the Suit, and this episode is better than episode 1. It's fucking brilliant. It's fucking amazing. Like, how last week episode ended with Steven now being Mark. Mark summons the suit. He is in full Moon Knight gear and beats the living shit out of that jackal. I thought I would naturally see this episode being mostly Mark being Moon Knight, doing Moon Knight things, which could have been brilliant. But what they decided to do with this episode is fantastic and brilliant, and just nothing but, like, I'm shaking watching this episode. I'm literally shaking right now because they're able to deal with split personality disorder in somehow a very authentic way, a very realistic way, a sense of horror attached to it, because I don't have split personality disorder, but I can, like, in my head picture, like, imagine this happening. Imagine if this, and I'm like, this is a horror show. This is nothing but a big ass horror show. Like, and then finding out that your other personality is a mercenary who summons and serves a Egyptian god, conjured the god of the moon, who summons this like supernatural suit. You just are like, imagine that. You know, you would lose your mind. You would annihilate. And then there's those personal horror stuff that in the natural, the horrors in the brain where you meet people who know you as this person. We meet Mark's wife, and he keeps calling Steven Mark. She's like, Mark. He's like, no, I'm Steven. I don't know what you're talking. And he was just like, it's the same person with a different identity, like a different personality. And it's just, you just like feel bad for the dude, you feel bad for her. All the information that Mark's giving, yeah, at some point he's like, you know what, Mark, I'm never gonna have you control my body ever again. And we don't blame him. You know, knowing that when I black out, you go killing people, I might, you know, that's a given understanding why he's like, I'm never going to have you ever summon a suit. I'm not going to let you take over. You know, there should be a jackal killing me, and that jackal's going to kill me if it's going to have you stop doing what you're doing. And it's just amazing. It's just a remarkable, reasonable, fantastic episode that just has me glued to the screen. There's a fantastic scene between Oscar Isaac and Ethan Hawke, who plays the villain of a Hollow. And that conversation is just fucking brilliant. It's amazingly written, brilliantly, fantastically acted. There's nothing wrong with this episode. You get your cool, you know, Moon Knight, you know, Batman-esque type of jumping off rooftops, because the character's known as Marvel's Batman, which, I mean, to be fair, Moon Knight has never, you know, had a lightning bolt striking down when he's just standing on a rooftop. That hasn't been that moment. There hasn't been that. So not yet. I'll be like, fine, he's Marvel's Batman. He is not yet. He's not. Anyway. But Ethan Hawke's character, he's, you know, it's the classic thing. The best villains are the ones who think they're doing good. And he believes he's doing good. He believes that he's, like, Conjure's whole thing is about justice. It's all about justice and you know, stop the people who fall down the cracks. And he's kind of like a Dexter type god, by the sound of things. While the god he's referencing is like Minority Report, where we're going to stop the ones who we know are going to do horrible things, who we know are going to do this, And at the beginning, it sounds like, okay, fine, it's kind of no difference. But then you start really thinking about it. It's like, oh, there's this and this and this. And you're going and kill like a 5-year-old who might do something and when they're 30. What if they don't do that? It's just a really, well written episode. Even when Mr. Knight comes along. Mr. Knight, which is Steven's like Moon Knight persona. And, I don't know what Mr. Knight is in the comics, but if we see more of him, I'll be like, oh dear. Someone's going to get that ass beaten. Steven, you maybe want to just let Mark do his thing. It's just nothing wrong. There's nothing remarkably wrong with this episode. I love the tension where like Mark is going through running through the corridors and trying to not see Conduit, and then he actually bumps into him, and you're just like, yeah, dude, there's the guy that you worship, or at least half of you worship. It's just I'm smiling in the ear, and I'm like, I mean, you know, we had Spider-Man, but this feels like it's been a while since I've been like, oh my god, this is fantastic. Well, Marvel thing. Well, actually, I really like Shang-Chi, and I really liked, I really enjoy Eternals. I'm a fan of Eternals. But, like, emotionally, character stuff, character building, all those things that create a great narrative, a great story. It's just, I think last year, outside of WandaVision, it is, you can kind of see that, and it's only 2 episodes, who knows. But it kind of feels that outside of WandaVision, it was a bunch of movie people learning how to do TV. And I think now this is when they find their thrive, you may say. I mean, then we see Ms. Marvel and we're like, oh, okay, like, it's fine, it's not fantastic, it's not up to Marvel standards that we normally expect them from Marvel MCU stuff to be. But, yeah, I'm just giddy. I can't wait for next week's episode, where it kind of feels we're going really Indiana Jones with this. And, yeah. The conversations between Steven and Mark are fantastic. Mark's is like, you know, calm down. You know, where Steven's like, get out of my head. You know, get out of your head, you donut. It's just, and I feel like we're going to get 2 episodes with Mark, 2 episodes with Steven, and then it's kind of like the 2 of them working it out and kind of combined by each other. So we might have like a, you know, Mr. Knight, and then like, you know, the kind of in and out thing. You get Mr. Knight, and then, you know, Moon Knight, kind of like flat forward, back and forth type thing. But yeah, it's a really, jeez. Feige can not do anything wrong, can he? There may be some slip-ups, but jeez. God damn it. Marvel! Stop being brilliant!